Hey YouTube, it's Aaron. We're here again today with another video. This time it's a little bit of both a shooting video slash Tippmann A5 update. So there has been a couple of changes I've made in the last little while. Since I've gotten out and used it, had a little bit of fun with this thing, but I got a couple of thoughts from using this over the last few months. Just right off the bat, I'm gonna say this thing shoots absolutely fucking amazing. Like, for what it is, it shoots amazing. So far this project's been a complete success. I was able to actually convert a standard A5, it was a semi-automatic out of the box, into a somewhat of a competitive speedball gun. And hey man, it turned some heads using it on a speedball field during the summer, and a lot of people thought it was pretty funny too. So hey man, not a lot of people expected to see this, and a lot of people admitted that it is a really good setup. Now some of my thoughts were, this gun being a Tippmann A5, it is heavy. All right, you got your tank on there. You also have a heavy ass hopper on there. So I subtracted the cyclone during the summer because I'd had some issues of mashing and breaking paint, and sometimes the cyclone was just inconsistent and it wasn't actually synced with the gun. So I'm guessing that had like either a ratchet or the I guess the little gear in there that turns the cyclone every time the gun's shot was a little worn out. But then again, that is to be expected when you're using, you know, at rapid rates of fire. However, the cyclone is great for semi-automatic use only, but once you start getting into, you know, faster speeds, then you may want to remove the cyclone and flip over to a gravity feed neck and use a hopper. Don't use a hopper this heavy because holy shit, it is heavy. So I would suggest highly stepping towards maybe a rotor. I know the new LTRs are really nice. Those hoppers have been tried, tested, trued, right? They're lightweight and they do one thing: feed the paint into the gun. So you may also want to look into an HK Army, a Super Spire, anything lightweight. Avoid heavy, boxy hoppers such as this one, because man, once it's loaded with paint, this is about a 200 round hopper, loaded with paint, absolutely heavy, and it will get to your after a little while. Second change, from the first video, I had the stock board in this. So I no longer have the stock board in this. I now have an 8. So I have the board set to 2 modes, which is the standard semi for your semi-automatic mode there, and on the top there for full automatic, I got it set to PSP3. So, and this gun's also capped at 15. So we're gonna get a little bit of a speed run today. I gotta say, like, 15's plenty fast, so I haven't broken any paint in here lately, so it's been really good. It's been really reliable. Like I said, lighter hopper if you're planning on doing slides and dives and stuff like that into your bunkers. So in this case, I used this for a snake. Went in with maybe 3 or 4 pods. Didn't think I was gonna be shooting very much, and I kind of found that when you dive and slide, this is usually the first thing that hits the ground, and it's really hard to avoid it because this gun, like I said, being as heavy as it is, but it does function. So we're gonna get to that right now. Oh, before I even get going, the hammer. So I did have a zero-click hammer in this gun earlier on in the year, and ran into some sputtering issues after a while. So after a lot of use, I tend to find that it sputtered a lot, and I got some runaway fire, and it tended to shoot when I didn't want to. So even after I shut the gun down, the only way to stop it was to grab the cocking lever or degas it Otherwise, it just kept shooting. So I ended up taking out the zero kick hammer and resorting and going right back to the stock hammer, and haven't had an issue since. So it's another one of those things. It's testing and research and development. I guess the zero kick hammer really isn't necessary. You don't really need it, but the way I look at it, it's a type of a luxury that you have because you're cutting down your recoil in half, and also your I guess your reload speed, because it does kind of come back a little bit faster than the stock one does. So anyways, without further ado, let's just get into it. Okay, so I got some, we're shooting some Vulcan, I guess a recreational, so it's a 2-star. It's not bad paint, it's actually really nice, really hard shell, so it doesn't break too easily, but it does break on your opponent when you shoot them. So we're gonna start off with semi-automatic. So now let me show you that. Flip the semi. So now we flipped it to semi. It's capped at 15 as well, so both my modes are cappable, so it's tournament legal. A lot better than the stock board, because it didn't really have very many legal tournament modes. This board does, and it's got twice as many, so pretty cool. All right, so we'll start off with a semi-auto. Turn the hopper on, that would help. There we go. So we're feet per second wise, about 270, 275-ish. So this is actually really consistent over the chronograph with the regulator. Okay, so that's semi-automatic. Shoots really nicely, like I said. So going into PSP3, here we go. Alrighty, so now the other thing with these hoppers is your feed wheel is kind of at the back here, okay? It doesn't actually feed directly to the center, kind of like a rotor would. So you're always kind of finding you're gonna have to flick it back, right? And then kind of let the hopper load some in. Otherwise you're gonna be skipping in a lot of shots. So that's why I highly recommend a force-fed hopper over a sound-activated hopper, just because of the reliability. You're gonna have paint going down range no matter what. You gotta take in consideration these guns do not have eyes, so you kind of have to be careful with the speeds and make sure that your speed settings are adequate for the speed that you're shooting through your marker. So that's also important. So other than that, yeah, she like a champ. So I don't know if there's any other videos I need to make at this point. I might in the future, once this breaks in a little bit more. I might even get a new hopper, so we might do a little bit more of a speed run, so we'll try to get into higher speeds. So right now, like I said, that was 15. A little bit of skipping right there because, like I said, the paint's just jumping up and down in this hopper. So yeah, maybe next time we'll do it with a different one, and hopefully it shoots a lot smoother, a lot better. But hey, you seen it here today, folks. Tippmann A5 speedball style. Cheers, guys.